You're gonna lounge.
I'm just
Why?
going to lounge. I've just decided.
Okay.
I'm just going to lounge more.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to
I'm
another.
going for an opium den aesthetic. I'm just getting
Oh, you know what? I've always kind of thought that. I've always assumed that in your house you have wooden floors and you have a leather high back green chair.
I've got.
What you doing? Don't do that. Don't fucking
I've
do
got
that.
an examination stool. No,
Oh my god.
I tried to lounge there, but I know it's not going to work for me. God, this is bouncy, isn't it? Have you fixed this under thing? No.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Folk in Scotland. But now, we usually take a general subject.
Oh, here we go.
But I'm wanting to
specific.
go into, yeah.
This is like a diamond focus.
I think you'll like it.
Exocet missile.
Prince Andrew.
What a fucking pedo! I love it.
Well, the reason being, right?
It's the arrogance.
Yeah, okay, you're beating me to it. This constant arrogance. He hasn't learnt from his interview.
No.
He hasn't learnt from everyone going after him. His own family going, get the fuck out.
Paid advisors can only advise you.
I genuinely believe there's advisors around him going, right now, dude, you need to just shut the fuck up.
The old adage, you can take a pedo to water, but you cannot make him drink.
Is that it?
He's demanding a jury trial, but I'm led to believe there's going to be a jury trial anyway.
Yeah,
it's called
time wasting.
This is called shock and awe.
Yeah.
So they're trying to say, look, our lawyers have got folders and ties.
Threaten.
We're going to destroy you.
Yeah. No.
He should the thing is, he's done.
Yeah.
He should pay up. His reputation's spoiled.
Yeah.
But pay up, and it'll save him some embarrassment. Some embarrassment. If he goes to a jury trial in New York, they're going to get everyone. They'll say, "What is the shape of Prince Andrew's penis?"
Oh, they'll do all this sort of stuff.
You don't want somebody describing your
penis. And I like how he's saying Ghislaine now. Don't even know.
Never knew her. But he's fucking Jeffrey Epstein paid off his wife's fucking debts.
I know. But it's
all.
Because before, with these interviews, he was saying, "Oh, it wasn't Jeffrey I invited. It was Ghislaine. She's my friend. I don't know him."
Oh.
And then it's turned the other way. So I don't know her. He's so. And is it possible? And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it with some conviction, right? But I'm doing it as a question.
Yeah.
Is he thick?
Yes.
It's just as simple as
that. They say all the royal family are very thick.
Just thick.
You've got to remember that they're thick. It's just generations inbreeding. They're just thick. The current queen's father was an idiot.
Okay.
He had no expectation to ever be king.
Right.
I know he stutters, it's a shame, but they said he wasn't capable of anything.
Right, okay.
And he was, he's now the king.
It's like, I always find it really dodgy that you get these young royals that have the education level of a squaddy.
A stoat.
From Arbroath.
A stoatus, man.
Right, and they go in the army.
Best of education, no qualifications.
That's right. They go in the army, and they're instantly an officer because of breeding.
Yeah.
And then they go, I don't want to run around with guns. Can I fly a helicopter? On you go, son.
Get the helicopter. As I've said to you before, I spoke to some pilots, and they said the sickos get the helicopters.
I could believe that.
Because it's so slow.
And here's the thing, you imagine.
Is there any helicopter pilots listen to us?
Nah.
Phone in and tell us how.
Too thick to listen to us.
Listen, yeah.
But you imagine being a squaddy, and in Dundee, you're in the Black Watch or the Gordon Highlanders. But I don't think you really get them as it's all Scottish regiment.
All the Scottish, yeah.
So that's what you got. It was Gordon Highlanders, or you were in the Black Watch. And you imagine you're from Fintry, you're 18. Got your new tattoos, fucking pure in the army, got a gun in a hand.
First time you've seen any heat.
Sir, what the fuck is it? I want to be a helicopter pilot. Shut the fuck up. Next question.
The pick.
And they'd probably just punch you as well.
They design their own uniform. The medals they've got. Fucking. Well, Prince Charles, his academic qualifications mysteriously burnt in a fire.
Oh, wonderful.
Lady Di's should the finest education money could buy, home economics standard grade.
I remember. Do you remember your first day in home economics? You got to do toast.
Loved it. No, we didn't start with toast, mate.
We started with toast.
We started with fairy cakes.
What?
First thing was a fairy cake.
We got a cup of
fairy cake.
We came from areas that people, their parents didn't cook.
No, you'd never seen a piece of white toast. I didn't see
no. And we got to make a cup of tea and a bit of toast.
No, we were advanced.
No, we weren't advanced at all.
But in Dundee, they like
quiche.
Ken those pan loaves they like when you put them in the toaster, the top sticks out.
Yeah.
It's the worst loaf you've ever tasted.
I totally agree.
You could re-sole your shoes with it.
It's horrible. Hurts your
Bet
teeth.
you fucking Prince Andrew's now you've ever eaten a pan loaf.
I made a quiche.
Oh, I bet you did.
And my gran gave me, you know, those old enamel covered bowls with the blue piping sort of thing. And me
quiche
and
bowl.
Attar ran out the back of the Harris Harris on the Blackness Road. It's now gone. And because we had to run for the bus, and we're running, and I tripped, and my quiche took off, but the bottom of that enamel, it just slid. It went under 6
Sparks.
cars. It hit a lip, and it went. The quiche fell out, went into bushes, and then the thing fell back down clean like it never had
that
anything in
quiche
it.
will still be lying there. It's not the first time you've dropped your quiche in the middle of the street.
My quiche. Oh, that's a word. Quiche. I am not
it's a
allowed to
great
say
word.
around my mother.
She doesn't like the word quiche.
It means shit. And if I say quiche, whack right over the head.
A magical spell in Scottish is quiche tole bumfart.
Quiche totally bumfart.
Quiche tole bumfart.
Yes, that's a.
No, Prince Andrew. He's in a lot of trouble. Pay her off. There's going to be a trial. It's going to describe the size and shape of his penis. It's going to be very embarrassing.
It's going to be very round.
Thicker at the base, very thin towards the end.
Very round.
You ever seen a cat's penis?
It's not
Something
right.
along those lines.
It's not right.
But he's done.
It's great.
Oh, but the thing is, they're just like, oh, she's after the money. Fuck you. Wealthy people are allowed to be after the money. Ordinary people go after money. We're greedy.
That's right.
Wealthy
That's right.
people's money is earned.
This is what's been happening recently with the so-called end of the pandemic. It's not.
No.
But hold on, I'm just checking we're recording. We're recording.
Liz Truss, who's voted against increases in benefits, they chartered a fucking plane to fly her to Australia. £500,000.
There you go.
$500,000 to fly that imbecile across to Australia and back again. The swankiest first class flight on just a flight, 10 grand.
There you go.
What? Don't let these people ever tell you there's no money.
And almost an end of the pandemic, and it's like frontline workers, Tesco staff, all these people who didn't get a day off, put themselves, their families at risk so we could have food. Now they're unskilled labour again.
Back,
yeah. Now they're back to the low level.
Get what the most unskilled person in the world is? An MP.
Oh, I totally.
There's an Ian Hislop thing, and this isn't party political. All of them get paid far too much money. They all have second jobs. It's fucking appalling. Ian Hislop, who I've got a mixed feeling on. He was doing a thing, and he was just saying, why are these people just purely get money from big companies to do nothing? It's a non-job.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like the mafia. Remember the mafia? Some guy would have a grocer, and the mafia would say, this is my cousin Vinny. You've got to give him a job. And you just pay somebody to sit there and do nothing. That's MPs. Our local MP, I'd be interested to know his fucking books. Can you imagine what he claims for?
It's awful. But we are in a city where at the moment I live in the poorest part of Dundee.
You make it the poorest part.
I
it's
bring it down.
Yeah,
it's the worst part, and that's where it was brought up and all this sort of nonsense. But the local representative lives in a castle.
In a castle. Sorry, he bought that to turn it into a children's home.
It's not a children's home.
Funny, he's just
kept it as a house.
Kept it as a house.
And this is medieval bullshit.
Oh no, it's fucking crazy.
This is medieval shit.
But MPs, the whole point, MPs when it started off, that's all it was. Rotten boroughs. It was just, it's bollocks.
And to our international listeners, there are castles all over the place here, but this one's a proper fucking castle. A proper
imagine
castle.
if you got a job and you went for your cup of tea and he says, no, you can claim for that. Oh, what about the Tunnocks wafer? You can claim for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting the bus. No, you can claim everything. You can claim.
How much was the bus? Well, it was £1.50. No.
You've got to have a bus to yourself. You've got to work on that bus.
It was a £30 ticket, if we remember correctly.
Endless,
non-stop. It's just corruption.
It's just that's how it is. They've changed working practices in so many jobs. Yeah, the way people speak in my lifetime has changed dramatically. There's not the bullying goes on in work. It can be subtle forms of bullying, but the overt name-calling stuff has been cut right down. Your MPs are just living in this medieval weirdness.
Yeah.
They're all like henchmen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a farce. The whole thing needs sorted out. It needs sorted out, top to bottom.
And I think I see a lot in America. People are just not going back to shitty jobs.
Yeah, they're not.
Their minimum wage hasn't gone up in 10 years, but it's like the value of houses have doubled.
Why work 50 hours a week to pay for stuff you never get time to use?
But
people have thought, I'll get
do you
less
not understand?
money.
You're helping Jeff Bezos go into space.
It's all life in so many ways is a rip. They want you to be consumers, and they want you to have children who also get to consume. It started off from a very
It's a really
early
funny
age.
thing as well, how we're held up to, because morality is completely subjective.
Yeah.
But we're held up to this moral standard
Right.
of having a work ethic.
Yeah. Calvinist work. That's the church's.
Now,
That's been
I've
designed.
been really bad at that.
Oh, yeah,
I've had a life of, I would take on jobs that treated you like shit. You didn't get paid right, but you couldn't leave.
You had to work. Yeah.
You had to work.
Yeah.
And if you went, fuck it, I'm out of here, you were weak.
Oh, yeah.
You were, and this is another thing, the patriarchy and stuff like that. There's things put on men as well that shouldn't exist.
Yeah. This is all. It's all a scam.
It's a scam, and it's a scam to make money.
Walk about Dundee and see how many churches are in Dundee.
Oh,
Every
God.
one of them was designed to they preach to you to work yourself to death, because when you died you were going to go to heaven. It was all going to be fine.
You're meant to suffer
It's
in life.
nonsense. It's nonsense.
Absolute nonsense.
You need to work, obviously. Earning money is great. Stuff's fine, but just the balance. There's people I know that just buy shite. You're like, what are you doing? Buying I've seen photographs of people's kids' Christmas.
Yeah.
And the amount of stuff is madness. It's a madness. I first think I saw the way things were when I was a kid. It was trainers.
Mm-hmm.
Remember if you didn't have the right trainers?
Yes, of course.
And that was corporations reaching out to children to bully each other to get better trainers.
It's
and
incredible.
then the phone thing was quite bad. Yeah. Remember the initial phones? Oh, you've got to get... The phone thing's died off a bit.
Because there's that many and nobody cares.
Everyone has a phone, so nobody goes to you, I don't like your phone.
Yeah. Everything's a status symbol and you can be exploited. And it's like our Generation X is the slacker generation.
Oh.
But the brilliant thing about the hippies in the 60s, the boomers before us, hippies realised that they could sell cool shit to us.
Oh, yeah.
So Generation X went, fuck, we're all skaters, or not you, but we're all that, but we're still consuming in a new way.
Vast.
And I think, you can buy things.
You're still consuming without. You have a phone, you're consuming. Every app's a thing.
Everything. So it's like, I saw a politician saying there's no poor people now because they've all got big TVs. They've all got.
Oh, that's a bit simplistic.
That's too easy. We've all got phones. We've all got TVs with stuff like that. And you're worrying about the next bill.
Yeah.
Those two still exist, and it's a frightening.
Some people are a wee bit idiotic. It's school.
You can always pick an idiotic person.
School should teach you the very minimum: how to read and write.
Yeah.
But then it should teach you how to deal with money and how to cook.
100%.
If it sets you up, because I know people my age who cannot cook.
Yes.
I know folk, they wouldn't even be able to open a tin of beans.
In Norway, prisoners, first thing they teach them when they go to jail, cook. They none of them know how to do it. It's
if you can cook
life.
for yourself, you can make yourself a pot of soup. And I'm not being facetious here. I've gone through tough times. If you can afford soup, that'll keep you going.
There's, at the moment in Lidl, there's if there's loose things or whatever, they put it in boxes. And when you leave, it's only like £1.50 or something, and you can make soup. And there's so much you can make out of it. There's
poor bastards you see going about, junkie guys, and you're like, what are they fucking eating? Oh my God. A guy hit the deck outside my work the other day.
Oh no.
Bust his head open.
Oh shit.
Oh, it was pumping out of him.
On that new brick.
He was cantankerous.
Oh yeah.
So I said, you have to lie there. And I went and got him like a blanket. He put a towel on his head because I put fucking rubber gloves on.
Yeah.
Surgical gloves, but the blood was pumping out his head. But he'd pissed himself as well.
Oh, don't we all?
But then there was all kinds of stuff. But I noticed he perked up when there was ladies there.
Oh.
But he took an umbrage with me, even though I'd the one that fucking initially helped him. I was telling him what to do, but it's just a poor old bastard. I felt like right sorry for him. But he was just, I've never seen a man fall. It took him like 100 yards to fall. He tripped for like... Oh, I could see it happen. A lot of blood comes out of head.
A lot of blood.
A lot of blood comes out of head.
Yeah.
He got a wee bit of a flag when he saw the amount of blood. But I says, no, it's just your head.
It's like every time I've been stitched, when you sit up and you look behind you, you're like,
so much blood.
Was that someone before me? No,
I remember years ago. I
I
think I've told this one before, but a guy was carrying a standard lamp.
Okay.
Something Prince Andrew would never do.
Oh.
Carrying a standard lamp with him and his missus, and there was a bottle of Beck's, the base of the Beck's, and a shard of glass. And he put his foot right on it, and it went right through his sole of his foot and right through his foot.
Oh my God.
Like a spear, right
just
through his
straight through.
So he hit the deck, and the first aid person had went out, and his shoe that swelled up, and the blood was coming through the eyelid. So and the guy said, I don't feel very well. And the first aider says, I can understand that. You've lost a tremendous amount of blood. And he fainted. You don't say to somebody, you've lost a tremendous amount of blood.
You're about to die. And I just let it go.
You're freely bleeding out.
I done that. I was going to the best hall in Dundee, the Boner Hall.
Boner.
And it was a computer fair. And remember, that's when you used to go and get like cheap laptops and that.
No, I didn't.
That's the only way you could do it.
They'd often have hill climbers and stuff giving lectures there.
Oh God, wonderful place.
That mountain
It's gone now, isn't it? They've shut
done
that.
it in a brothel.
Yeah.
Cat brothel.
So I went down there and I stood on a plank on the way
nail
down.
on it.
With a nail in it.
Classic.
And I pulled it out. But it was just trainers I had on. I went, oh, that was okay. So I'm walking around the Boner Hall a few times and I'm looking at this footprint appearing. And it just, I didn't even realise it was me. And the girl was with me, that's you.
You could have got lockjaw.
Yeah. She goes, that's you that's doing that. She goes, then take your shoe off. But she was a vet nurse, so she was able to sort it.
She's almost,
yeah. That was, so I didn't know it was me.
We've lost a listener, by the way, Chris Shadwins.
Oh, what's happened?
He's taken on board a cursed item and it's cursed him for life.
God, that cursed item, you couldn't get rid of it. The amount of deaths.
He doesn't realise if someone falls off it, someone falls off him of equal size. So a tiny little thing fell off.
Oh God, you know what we're all thinking.
Poor Chris.
Poor Chris.
There's no amount of super glues get stitched that back on.
No.
Super glue was invented in Vietnam for wounds.
Yeah. I've used it on myself. I used it there.
You ever use New Skin?
No, what's
it's for
that?
hacks. If in the winter, if you get a really bad hack, it won't heal. New Skin. It's just super glue.
Super glue, yeah.
Super glue.
No, I've used super glue.
They use it in surgery inside.
Yeah,
and stuff.
it's really effective.
It's wonderful stuff. But no, Prince Andrew.
Yeah, Prince Andrew.
But if you notice, the royal family are so insidious. They have cauterised the wound.
Yeah.
He is the infected limb.
Yeah, everyone is okay. We're all lovely.
And they've cut him off and he's cast aside. And I hate the guy. And imagine, you can tell how his mind works. He's a man who has never been told no in his entire life.
Did you hear about his cuddly toy collection?
Oh, the very
if someone
specific,
knocked it over or that, he'd scream at them.
But what that's about is that's control. Managers will often do that. They don't really care. It's just it's a way of knowing your staff. It's controlling your staff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have not touched that. They can tell, he's not cleaned underneath that. It's just he's awful.
I was at work once and the boss started actually screaming at me.
Oh.
And I went, I'll stop you there. And he went, oh, you think you will? I went, I fucking will, because you've crossed the line. We'll argue and disagree all day, but you raise your voice at me, I'm going to walk out of here. And if that's the case, I'm no longer working here, so I can do the fuck what I want. So you
feel free.
Take that as you will and continue. And he went, you're right, we'll bring it down a bit. Because basically I had to come to the point saying, I'll hit you. That's ridiculous. Grown fucking men like that.
That's the way of people. But he's never been told no in his life.
Yeah.
You think about, he's a ghastly, boring fart.
Just a horrible
Nobody
slug.
In real life, if he was just a citizen as he is now, nobody's going to speak to him.
Is he a citizen though?
Oh no. He's it's a golden cage he's going to live in for the rest of his life. But that's a form of, I've told you this before, if you were under house arrest in your house with all your stuff, it's still torturous.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're a bad example. I saw a thing on YouTube the other day, and it made me think of you. It was a couple had put the VR headphones on their their dog, and the dog was just like that,
just looking about,
loving it.
I was on it last night watching
VR's
Netflix.
Dangerous, folk are getting living shit. You've told me this is what's
Netflix last night, and I was watching Paradise PD, which I was laughing all the way through, a cartoon. And
Ready Player One.
I watched them all.
This is the future.
If it was Ready Player One, it'd be great. This was coming.
No.
This was coming, and I'm happy.
Oh.
I'm happy.
You're happy, that's good.
But
No printer.
you know why people will not live in VR?
Why not?
Because it hurts the bridge of your nose after a while.
Does it?
There's no cure for that.
No, folk will just have their noses removed.
Probably.
They'll just be a torso.
Oh.
You'll end up looking just like a Swiss roll. You won't need eyes. It'll just plug straight into your head. Oh no, why even a Swiss roll? Just a brain in a jar. But why even a brain? Just download everything on the internet.
I love it.
If you fuckers go on the internet, I'm switching everything off. I'm just going to be like, fuck, imagine.
Cut the wire, unplug it.
Some cult, some guy will be like this, I've invented it. Me? Come all on in. And they put a fucking Phillips screwdriver in the back of everybody's head and say, that's you downloaded. Oh, I feel a bit funny.
That'll be me.
Did you watch that Westworld, the TV show?
No, I didn't.
It's worth a watch.
Is it okay?
It's about what makes a person. It's quite, but the kind of the robot things. They have a heaven, but it's not heaven. There's a thing called Devs on BBC iPlayer you would quite like.
Okay.
And that's like they create a fake world within this computer. But is it fake?
Oh, well, this is what I was saying to you last week. My guitar, if I replace the neck and replace the body.
Trigger's broom.
Yeah, but it is still the same broom.
Trigger's
but it's not.
Broom, now we have Derek's guitar.
Concept. So everything is a concept. So if you, for example, if you go to work in your VR, you get paid. It pays your bills. It does everything. Is that a real job? Is that real work? Yes, it's a real place to go.
It's a real job.
And if you go into an environment within the VR, and then that's your workplace, and then one day they change it, and you're not happy with it, that's real.
Is there VR brothels?
Yeah, well, is there brothels in the... You get porn, but do you get brothels?
But do people meet for a, circle jerk?
I think you can. I think you can get live.
Can you get...
Yeah, I suppose
but
you can.
Need some kind of device, like a Henry Hoover attachment.
I go on... What site is it I look at? Chive. And it's just...
Chive, okay.
Funny. I go there to get funny things to put on Twitter, mainly. But the adverts on them are all wank machines. And they're horrific. And it's just like...
But imagine it's just slightly off on the gimbal. Just break your cock. You can snap your penis.
You can. I know a guy and
Shatters.
He had Brewer's droop, and it's one of the valves in the penis is not working. He had to get an operation, but it made it kink. Oh. So it went. He sort of had a left turn at the end because of the operation.
A rakish turn.
It's like, oh my goodness!
One of those,
it's like a crochet hook.
Jesus Christ!
Prince Andrew. So his penis is going to have to be displayed, or
they'll discuss
or at least,
everything about, because she's fucked him. So she'll know.
100%. She knows everything.
But he's stating he's no evidence that photograph exists. A photograph with him and her at Ghislaine Maxwell. He's like that. I've no empirical evidence.
I don't have it, so it's
not mine. That's not my hat. Fuck off.
He's so stupid. But for research, he's I don't know about the research for this. So I watched his interview. I only done 10 minutes of it last night, and it's all I needed. And the warmth that gives me, just when he does this.
I don't know. He inflates.
I don't know.
It's self-worth.
It's like looking at a child. And when I say a child...
No, a toddler.
A toddler.
Kind of early
Did
stage
you do
toddler.
That?
Me.
Yeah.
Me, mine.
Yeah.
That's what the Royal
But did
Family
you do it? They go, no.
Mine.
Just burst into tears.
The whole fucking lot of them.
It's incredible.
The thing is, this country will never become a mature... It'll never grow up until we stop all this cosplay shit with the Royal Family. You can't...
Be a republic.
You can't change the democratic system when we've got a fucking woman with a crown in charge of shit. You just can't.
That's right.
And people go, oh, but then we'd get a president. That's terrible. You're like, what? An elected president?
An elected president, that's fine.
You think that's what... You could have any
Other
head of
countries
state...
have their prime minister and a president.
You could get... Everybody could take turns. The lollipop man could be president of the UK.
I could do it.
Yes.
Fuck,
Just
man.
get rid of it. Tear it. That fucking Houses of Parliament, I'm led to believe it's going to cost £1 trillion to fix.
Oh my God.
There's so many layers of lead paint. The whole thing's falling down. Fuck that. Keep it as a fucking... Fuck it.
Yeah.
Build a modern place.
I agree.
Modern place with accommodation. So all the MPs get a room.
I've said that for years.
So
I
a
agree.
brand new modern building. You have a TV area to it.
Yeah.
You have the fucking House of Parliament. Do away with that
Houses of Law. Because they buy houses in London, right?
No.
They keep them for years. They go back, when they're not a politician, they sell that house and get millions and move back to Lochee.
Set up for life, that's what's happening.
Exactly.
So you need to... I'm not speaking about grotty wee student room. I'm speaking about a nice room,
nice accommodation,
free Wi-Fi. I'll give them
free
that.
Wi-Fi.
Free
Fuck,
Wi-Fi.
I want to be a politician.
Give them a canteen with some subsidised food. You're entitled to some
5G.
Yeah.
Could you imagine 5G for
You're
free?
entitled to fish and chips. Plain fare you used to get for the canteen at school. But none of this subsidised bar shit. They should pay
agree.
Should pay London prices.
I had a bit of anger the other day. Speaking of Wi-Fi, 5G.
My Alexa went a wee bit funny the other day.
Oh,
she was just cheeky.
Oh, so I've been waiting, and the company that I'm with my mobile phone last week switched on 5G in Dundee.
How is 5G?
And, well, I don't know because my phone isn't compatible. I have a 5G phone, but it's only so many phones they do, and they're all iPhone 12s and shit.
Fuck.
So I was like, what the fuck? They said that'll be coming in time, so I don't know how long I've got. I've been waiting a year for this.
A decade.
Christ.
Would 5G improve your VR experience?
Yeah.
When you're looking at the porn, you'll be able to see the blackheads and folks' arses. Just high detail.
Well, I bring the VR down here sometimes because I've got space to play Onward, and that's a shooting game. And I run it off my phone, and that's 4G, and it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
5G. Will there eventually be a 6G?
Yeah.
10G.
In the future.
The need is 5G. Can the automatic cars drive on 5G, or do they need?
I think 5G's enough.
5G's enough for them.
Yeah, I think technically 4G's enough.
Well,
I think it is, but you need good coverage. Just driving along at 100 mile an hour and you hit a black spot.
Oh fuck! Crashes into people.
Which the Teslas do a lot.
Well, there's a thing come out. Fuck Teslas. There's a thing come out. If you crash your car in an automatic car, you're not accountable. It's a company. So the companies are
like, we won't be. You'll never have those cars.
You'll never get them.
You'll never get them.
They'll never ever get them. And it's right. You can't be responsible for a device, a piece of technology.
Yeah.
Not your fault. So no, you'll never ever get them. They'll never put that out in the market.
Because what's it in the Tesla? You got to keep your hands on the wheel and you got to be aware at all times because they're prone to doing the worst thing at the worst time.
Right.
And that's in the instructions. But you have to expect that.
Accidentally.
Oh God.
He's been a bit quiet lately. He's not got some new bullshit idea coming out.
I think he's letting his hair grow in before he makes any statements because he had the worst haircut in the world.
Buffoon.
He looks like a walnut whip.
He'll have some new scheme. I don't know what it's going to be.
I've had some DMs from people saying that I shouldn't have a go because he's more successful than me. Everyone's more successful than me. That gives me the right to say what I want.
You can't. That's
he's richer than you, and he's done better.
That's a supplicant. That's somebody saying he's wealthy. Don't stand up for wealthy people.
There was two people that contacted me, and the ones that did it, I noticed that I get contacted. You never get anything.
No, I didn't.
But I got contacted, and they were very polite, but they were also putting me in my place, saying he's got more success and he's brought more to the world than I'll ever do.
That's not an
And I was like, yeah,
fuck
but
off.
He makes up shit. He's a dick.
Punch up all you want. You can. We're not picking.
There's people out there that are doing amazing things. Look at Dan Price, company owner, and he pays everyone fairly. He does the right thing. He's trying to change the way it works. Now, I don't know anything about him personally. You could disagree with people. Yeah, but he's going out and putting money where his mouth is. He's
transparently fraudulent.
Yeah,
because he's not. Nothing's coming out. He's built cars.
Robot.
It's cars. That's it.
What else is he saying?
He didn't set up Tesla. It's not him.
It's not him. Just pushed people out.
Pushed them all out.
And then the first car that was promised to the guy is in space.
The space thing annoyed me.
Hetty cunt.
What was that about? Why? What did that say? Pointless. Stupid.
Just everything about it.
Yeah.
But, it's... God.
Do people think if you defend fuckers like that, you could get a chap in the door one day and the butler is going to be there with a cheque?
Gold nugget.
Thanks for being so supportive.
And I don't want to come across as because someone's wealthy.
It's not bitterness, no.
Go and look at Dan Price.
Yeah.
He's wonderful.
No.
There's people out there. There's a Canadian guy, I saw him, and he runs a company, and he's still the cleaner.
Okay.
He says, I have to understand it. I have to understand it from the ground up.
You can make a good place to work. It's possible.
It's possible. It's very easy.
It's very
easy, and this is very difficult.
There just is an argument everyone's so fucking lazy. People aren't lazy.
Do you know what's... No, they're not lazy. That's absolute
nonsense. People are not lazy.
This is like when you hear people, everyone on the sick, they're cheating it. Now, there's always people on anything cheating it.
Yeah.
Especially big companies cheating.
MPs.
Right.
MPs.
But a third of people on the sick have cancer.
Yeah.
Right, so let's take them out. What about people with terminal illness? What about people?
Yeah.
And
I know.
Like, fuck,
but
everyone needs to settle down.
This feeds into this whole thing. The deserving poor.
Oh, God.
We've gone back to that again, the deserving poor.
Look
at lists of MPs who have voted to cut people's money. Just look at them. Just look at them. That Zahawi guy, he got, was it 50 grand for heaters in his stables?
Yeah.
And that guy's voting to cut people's allowance. That's
disgusting.
It's disgusting.
And, people on the dole, they're all... And now, this is the thing.
I've been on the dole.
I've been on the dole. You don't want to be on the dole.
It's appalling. Mate, Dundee wasn't so bad because Dundee, you could sign on in Dundee. I never signed on up north.
Mm-hmm.
They made people drive 20 miles to sign on. You couldn't have... They were like, oh yeah, you're on the dole. We'll make you come in.
I was on the dole here. I left my job.
Mm-hmm.
I used my savings and I went, fucking hell, I'm not really getting anything here.
No.
And I went on, and actually I was on dole for 6 months, I think.
Yeah.
And then I started this business.
Yeah. It's not nice. The money is appallingly small.
Now, the money's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying they've got to check everything you're doing to get a job.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, clearly I'm getting a job. They went after me because they went, no, you've not been long out of a job.
Yeah.
And another thing, you made a mistake. They when you came down, you told people, they went, how are you living? So I was living on savings until they run out and I can't get a job. They went, you don't want to be here. So you've got a higher chance of getting a job.
Yeah.
So we'll push you the hardest because we get numbers.
Yeah.
And the guy he was leaving, so he was telling me how it works.
Yeah.
And I went, well, why am I getting shit every day? He goes, this is why.
But they farm people off to these little private companies that help you do your CV, and they get paid a fortune.
Those pieces of shit.
Absolute turds. Full of women called Alison.
They treat you like shit.
Oh, treat you like absolute.
11-week course turns into an afternoon, but they get paid for it.
Yeah.
Everything's a con.
It's a rat.
And this is why you attack the most vulnerable people. There was a factory shut, and all these guys in their 50s down at the dole queuing up.
Yeah.
They're fucked, right? But they're getting treated like shit.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And I saw this one guy goes, Lassie, I've been working since I've been 16. She went, I'll stop you there. You're not working today.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it was like, how rude. Disrespectful. It's awful. And do you get gadgets there that don't want to work? Do you get... Of course you do.
You do.
Of course you do. But take them out.
It's easier just to give gadgets money.
Oh, they never got... You know the little logbook you have to fill in?
It's worthwhile.
They're doing it in front of the guy.
It's cost effective.
Just
give them the money and get them
out.
If they have no money, what the hell are they going to do with themselves? It's easier.
That's right.
It's easier.
And even when
what's that noise?
They're screaming.
It's a banshee.
I think that's a child. It's okay. It's okay. It's a child.
Yeah. Oh, it is a
God,
child.
It's a child.
I'm repulsed by the laughter of children. It's just like...
It's like there's a child there and it's happy.
Somebody's having a laugh. Go out and see if they've got a toy and smash it. That'll make them feel better.
I know you did do that. Smash toys. Oh, God.
Oh, well.
So, but no, it's very easy to pick on the poor because there's not a voice there.
They always
I'm sick of it. Remember the early 90s, it was single mums are ruining the country.
Fuck. People,
they're just doing it to get a
children.
house.
Fucking hell, every royal brat we've got costs us millions.
It's disgusting.
That's what they do. It's a great... Ordinary people the world over have so much in common. And countries and everything's designed to separate people, because if everybody just is a kind of fraternity and looks out for each other, they're kind of relevant. A lot of these,
and
all these wars were on.
This is so difficult to do, and you're like, hold on a second, it's not. It's easy, and that's why it takes a lot of work to keep us divided. Divide the sexes, the races,
well, the classic thing,
everything.
Glasgow, socialist city.
Mm-hmm.
People got on. They're terrified of unionism. They're terrified of communism. They encouraged that sectarianism.
Yeah.
The government shipped in Ulstermen. They wanted that to happen.
It's really easy.
They were all played. They're all played, so they fought over nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If they'd all been together, we'd have seen some change.
You see the culture war recently.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the weakest war ever, you know. It's a lukewarm war.
But
the culture war is encouraged by grifters.
Yeah, on both sides.
On both sides.
On both sides. It's not,
No, not on both sides.
Yeah.
On their side.
Yeah.
Both sides are down here getting mixed messages and that.
There's people who... No, I will be honest, the right are far worse.
We don't like Nazis.
Yeah, we don't like Nazis.
Very easy to say.
We're not doing one of these. Oh, there's good people on both sides. That's what we're saying.
No.
But there's people who are blethering. Just the need. There's a lot of people. Trump was a piece of shit, but a lot of people on the left did very well out of him.
That's right. They made a lot of money. And the saddest thing is they left.
He always used to say, "Oh, they're doing well off me. They're selling books on me," and they would mock him like you.
How many impressionists for Spitting Image cried when Thatcher was voted out?
The amount of amount of podcasts, anti-Trump podcasts, but you're feeding off
and
him.
Then you see ones that were essentially liberal or left wing of what very right wing and platform right wing.
It does often happen, yeah,
because the money's there.
The money. Yeah, it's very difficult to stand out if you're just a vaguely liberal, nice-hearted person. No, won't get any traction.
Yeah,
you have to be quite unpleasant.
Yeah,
and it fucks you. But, but as long as you can hold your nose,
but you'll be buying a lovely house at the end of it.
What's the latest thing with old Rogan? He did something about black people and shades of blackness.
What?
I think I can't remember. That Trevor Noah guy said something. He was basically going on about how to be black, you've really got to be black.
Oh God.
You know what I mean?
What's happening with him?
I just don't know what I don't know what the hell he's doing.
This is what it could be. And I've spoke about this a lot, and you'll recognise it yourself. But when you're 20 and you're smoking weed and stuff like that, it's fine.
50 odds.
But it catches up with you.
Aye.
And you start thinking different. There's people around me right now, they're not themselves anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
And they need to get off it. They need to clean up. You can't keep on it forever.
Can that Eddie Bravo guy?
Oh, him.
But he shouldn't be on anything. It's not funny.
He believes anything.
It's fucking
If I just made up some bullshit today, he'd incorporate it into his way of thinking.
Rogan. And I think there's a nasty streak come to him now. He's starting to believe his own hype, Rogan.
That's something that happens with fame. You've got to be careful with it. I think it was, is it Neil Young is one of these stuff off?
Yeah, Neil Young's it's off.
It's off, yeah.
I'm not on Spotify. I know Spotify's free, but I'm not going to change my platform just for that fuckers. There's a few podcasts that went to Spotify. I'll never listen to them again.
Yeah,
that's just the thing.
The thing is, I understand that there's, that you might not agree with someone, so you remove your stuff, and Neil Young has every right to do that, and that's fine. But you see how other channels like YouTube have been very good about misinformation and stuff like that, but some of them are not giving a fuck because there's money there.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a shit.
No, that's a problem. It's like horrible people are good for circulation.
Yeah,
like news. Since our government's gone to pot over cake and all kinds of mad shit, viewing has went up on the news. People are paying attention to news because it's chaos, and
I can't remember who it was.
People love the spectacle of it.
A couple of 100 years ago, more than that, there was a private book published. And it was, I can't remember the guy's name, for his friends, and he said that essentially the tabloids, they will always end up appealing to their lowest common denominator. Oh, yeah. That's hundreds of years ago. Nothing changes.
They've had to smarten up their act a little bit. They've got the tits off page 3.
Yeah, and
they're slightly more cautious, but you still see that. I've never bought the Sun newspaper in my life.
No, I've never bought
the tabloids
like
in Europe. But saying that, the tabloid journalism has some good scoops over the years.
Oh no, it has its place.
Yeah, sometimes
but it has to have the reins on it.
Sometimes the problem with a lot of, like BBC, they're so fucking polite. And
yeah,
they'll
they
have people on,
yeah.
and sometimes you wish they did have a bit of fucking crack in them and just like got a bit dirty with people.
And it shouldn't be ambush journalism, and it shouldn't. But there is, look, if you go to like a university for journalism and that, they're not teaching you to ambush people. They're not teaching you to a hope. They're teaching you to maybe do it properly.
Have you ever been to political hustings?
What the fuck is that?
It's like a meeting. They'll say the Labour Party will have a thing, and there's a candidate, and they'll go along and there's a debate.
Okay.
And they're fiery things. So politics has always been heated. People always ask for civil debate. Powerful people very civilly fuck your money out of your back of your pocket. You know what I mean? They take civil.
Going back,
they manipulate things very politely.
Yes, going back to
see that Jacob Rees-Mogg, very polite,
very polite
piece of shit,
cunt. going back to the divide and conquer, right? They'll always say, never talk about politics or religion.
Oh, no, never.
Now, what if we taught people how to talk and understand that someone who you must never ever confuse someone disagreeing with you with them attacking you?
If everybody in the world, everybody in the world was 20%, 5% more engaged with politics, it would be a better world.
Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do is say, oh, fuck, it's nothing I can do.
I
would make voting compulsory.
I disagree with that.
I've always believed in it. I really think everybody should vote. I really think so.
I see the apathy of voting is a voice.
Yeah.
Right? No, but apathy of voting is a voice.
It's not a voice, it's a voice. Well, no, it doesn't do anything.
It's no. You're saying it doesn't do anything.
They'd love the powers that be would love people not to vote at all.
No, I understand that, but it is a voice for society, and I think compulsory voting, like it is in Australia, I think that's a huge issue because one freedom of voting is the right not to vote.
No, I believe,
and
I'm not speaking. But here's one: I've got secure banking. You should be able to vote online. You shouldn't have to go to a polling station.
That's where we totally agree.
Yeah, so
you should be very easily able to vote.
Compulsory vote and make it easier to vote for people.
I think if it was easier, that would be a different thing. Because you see a lot of old people queuing up, and you're like, have you ever signed up to one of those? There's like websites that offer a kind of potted news. It's a curated news. Oh yeah,
which could be quite a dangerous tool. But
I've
always fancied it, and it just cuts through the shit a little bit and gives you a nice rounded view of what's kind of going.
Associated Press thing. Here's what's happened.
Here's what's happening in the world today. Because there's just so much fucking information. It's fucking mind them.
That's the problem. Too much information.
Vast.
A lot of it's just bullshit.
And how politics is started in Russia, but it's just you hide a story in just this fucking heaps of crap. You can't see through anything. It's fucking wild. It's just bullshit stories. The makeup. Prince Andrew. But he's a distraction as well. He's distracted people.
He is a distraction. I'm wondering when Harry and Meghan are going to be pulled into this as another distraction as well.
I think they're due over for something, aren't they?
Yeah, we'll hear from them soon because it really worked recently. It worked, but Andrew's up there again, so they'll pull them in again to be and then everyone will take sides. I'm on Harry and Meghan's side. No, I'm on the Queen's side.
Have teams. They all have PR teams.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's fucking mad.
They've not fallen out. They've not done anything. This is all bullshit. We're being played.
We always have been. They're very good.
We're always being played.
Very good. Constantly this grift and the human condition. Everybody's full of shit. I don't think there's a single person knows what they're doing.
Well,
do you? One single person is sorted and knows what they're doing.
No, there's no such thing.
There's people who have skills. A brain surgeon will know.
Your phone's there. That wasn't one person. Yeah. That's millions of people. That's the way it will work. Hive mind.
But as an individual, don't have a clue. Christ. I watched a film last night called Little Joe.
All right.
It's about a place they're breeding a type of flower, and it's kind of good. I would recommend it. But
sounds exciting.
It's
aliens?
Horror. It's a bit horror-y. No, it's no aliens.
Spaceships of any sort?
Just fleurs.
Oh.
Just bad fleurs. Little Joe.
I have been hearing that Moonfall, where the moon...
That's going to be the new Geostorm.
Is meant to be so bad. I'm looking forward to it.
Who's the star of that?
Halle Berry. Stunning Halle Berry. She's aging like a fine wine.
It's a shame to say this, because have you seen Bridget Fonda?
Oh, I saw it the other day.
Is that not a fucking horrible thing to do to somebody?
I think when I saw it, it was just maybe just don't do that and take.
You know what I thought? Do you know what I thought when I saw it? I thought good for her.
Yeah,
she's like that. What a pile of shit this industry is. I'm away
doing her own thing.
What I want.
But see, when I saw the pictures, I was like, talking tabloid. I was like, oh
but
God, please don't.
She left
it 12 years ago.
She's done what Harry and Meghan should do. They should just fuck off and become citizens.
Just fuck off. No,
you can't do it. No, it was quite cool.
But she's married to Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
And Danny Elfman's went weird recently. Have you seen him?
No.
Full body tattoos.
Is he?
It's like you'd meet him in a sex club. I think he's had his face done. Yeah. She's got this ginger wild hair. He's had his face done, and he's got all these huge tattoos
There's
that are
some
really
wild
strange.
couples. Like, you know, Robert Kennedy Jr., he's a big anti-vax guy.
Yes.
He's married to the woman from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Really?
And they've said to her, why are you married to him? He's married. Oh, we've just different interests. It's like, you have a wife that'll maybe be into sewing, and her husband's into the golf. That's
so
you can be into lunacy.
I think if my partner was into lunacy, I think that would be an area where it would have to
I
maybe...
know a few people have very different views on things politically, and they're married. So
I suppose you can have different politics to a degree, but
you being a cat person and they're a dog person is one
fuck
thing.
them.
But if you were
that's as far as I go.
if one of you made your own yogurt and the other one was a card carrying neo-Nazi, you'd think it would.
That would be an issue. How is your cat? How is
he? I think he's eating some tatties. I put some tatties out, some roast tatties, and I think he maybe ate a tatty, and it's giving them the coming in fast. Coming out fast and loose.
Well, my boy, he seems fine as well now.
Cats are on the cusp of death constantly.
Oh, constantly, yeah. So I had him up at the vet because he'd lost all this weight.
But there's nothing you can really do.
But it's stabilised.
Yeah, it does.
And now it seems to be going on again. So they reckon it could have been a transitory thing. I'm taking him up in 3 weeks to get him weighed again.
Yeah. Cats go very down.
Yeah.
And that's what cats do. When they're ill, they don't like to show they're ill. You'll hear of cats, they'll go under the house and die.
Yeah,
that's a cat thing. They just want to be with
we've had cats before.
Yeah,
you let them out and you just never see them again.
They've always died somewhere.
Yeah.
The one a dog would try and get home to die, but a cat will just go, this bush will do thing.
No,
I respect cats.
I respect that.
I respect a cat. He likes a roast tatty, you can blame him.
Oh, God. I don't like tatties. The catch there.
No, they don't.
This right in my gullet.
Oh, God.
I think that's an allergy, isn't it? It feels like you can't swallow it.
A psychological thing, I think.
No, maybe it's an allergy.
Maybe you're threatened by a tatty when you're in the pram.
I don't like tatties.
Maybe a baked
Even
tatty.
Chips will do the same.
Oh,
but if you get chips that have been
you're the only
reconstituted,
that doesn't like chips.
Yeah, I can't really say that. You can't say this.
Does your mother have to chew them into a pap and then feed you like a seagull?
No, it's I get the ones that are reconstituted potatoes. So there's a lot taken out of it, and they're squeezed into the shape of a chip. I can eat that, not a lot, but I can eat them without that.
Do you like a bird's eye potato waffle?
Oh yeah,
bird's eye potato waffle.
I can only have two. I have the third one.
Put lay cheese over it so the cheese goes into the sections. Oh fucking hell!
No, Vitalite.
Fuck off, Vitalite's disgusting.
Vitalite.
Oh, Vitalite's.
I eat it with a spoon.
Vitalite. Was that not the theme tune? Vitalite.
Yeah,
Wake
wonderful.
up in the morning wanting some breakfast.
What do you have? You have Vitalite. You see, you remember the song. It's so good.
But I've never eaten this stuff.
Oh, it's good. It's good stuff.
Emma Golden Churn.
Yeah, that's horrible.
You don't get it anymore.
You smelled that from a distance.
Oh, it was made out of Bakelite or something.
Yeah, it was terrible. Bet Prince Andrew's never had Vitalite. Maybe human cheese. Oh,
yeah,
not cheese.
They'll
butter.
have a human farm where they milk all these women.
Just milking them.
Former supermodels, he milks.
Oh God,
you wouldn't get much milk out of supermodels. Though.
No, probably not.
Bet Belle Ember could give a lot of milk.
Oh my God!
Imagine having.
I'll just come out as yogurt,
gold top,
skin on it. So I think
baked rice, rice pudding.
Oh, rice pudding.
Oh, I love it with cinnamon on it.
I love rice pudding with raisins in it.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Homemade. Make it yourself.
I make it.
Do you make it for the rice?
I make it. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Is it pudding rice you're using? Of course. Good.
Yes, because it would just.
I could just imagine you using last night's leftover.
Basmati.
Some basmati.
I remember who's it done it for me. Some girl made me a meal, and it was a lovely curry, and I tucked into it, and that's rice pudding. It was rice pudding and curry. I didn't want to say anything, so I had to eat it.
Oh Jesus!
Didn't want to offend her because it was.
She was like that. He could be the one if he has the gumption to tell me that this is just rice pudding.
I was young and horny, so I didn't want to say I'm going to spew.
He'll get access to the fortune.
I'll be honest with you, it was okay.
It's okay.
It was okay.
No, but you get Thai food. You get sticky rice, coconut rice.
Yeah,
that's essentially pudding. It's delicious.
But it's very hard to get pudding rice at the moment.
It's very difficult. Yeah,
can't get it anywhere. It's been out for about 3 months.
There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, the supply chain has been hit quite badly.
It won't affect the royals.
No, they get everything.
They'll get everything. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. There's no worrying about them.
Not skipped a beat.
Now you say a gilded cage, but what does that mean? Does that mean living in a small.
He's got mansions.
A small villa in France.
No, he can't live in France. He'll be UK based.
Oh God!
Just in one of the Queen's properties. He can go
he'll
anywhere.
Just live forever there.
He'll live. They fucking live forever
because they don't die. They've got the magic crystal.
Well, it's officially reported they die in like 100.
Yeah,
I mean they've not died. They've just passed on to the next phase.
I think it's the same family. They just changed their names and they look a wee bit
bold.
Why not? See, to our international listeners, they may not know this, but they always think that their second name is like of Essex or something, but it's Windsor.
Well, Windsor's made up. And
Windsor was made up in World War One because the royal family were all German, didn't speak any English.
Well, they changed the
name.
Queen Victoria was Kaiser Wilhelm's granny.
Ah, there you go.
What was the name of the family? It doesn't really matter. Yeah, they adapt.
So they're very willing to change their name.
Oh, anything.
Right, everyone's in English lessons.
Yeah,
it's all. The populace are going to string us up.
It's all nonsense. It's all just a scam.
They're all willing to change to whatever suits.
We put up with it.
That's what I'm
telling you, a democracy that's allowing a royal family with pay. We do all the wallpaper.
And they can still intervene. The Queen intervenes in Canadian law.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Canada and Australia, they'll begin...
They
in
have
the
to
next
get
10
rid of
years,
them.
they'll both get rid of her.
So
there's no great... I don't know if the Canadian Broadcasting Company... BBC... You will never get talk of republicanism.
Never.
There'll never be a dissenting voice.
Yeah.
Even when speaking about Prince Andrew, they've never had somebody on saying, the whole thing's ridiculous, not once.
See, around the world, this is something else that our international listeners have to understand. In the UK, if you think the British populace are going, yeah, we've got Canada and Australia, we don't know.
No.
You talk to any young person, they have no idea about the Commonwealth.
No.
They have no clue. They keep it from us because we don't agree with it.
No.
So
no, we don't think of it. No, you don't think of it.
It doesn't come up at
all.
all.
The Canadian thing as well. There's a lot of my family moved to Canada and Australia.
Yeah.
So there was links, but those links have...
The links are gone.
They've gone.
They're all gone now.
You see people on the telly going to Australia, but the Australians aren't really wanting Brits anymore.
No, nobody.
They are not looking this way. They're looking to the Far East. That's where the market is. They're looking to China.
And they shouldn't look at Britain.
No.
But don't confuse the populace for the ruling classes.
Initially, the Brits who went across to Australia, they've been tucking into Turkey at Christmas in the baking heat.
Yeah.
That's gone now. They've
all
changed.
That.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that did help, like the whole Brexit thing, was the expats in Spain.
Oh.
Because they just live in little England all over the...
Enclaves. It's awful.
Hate
little gated communities where the pubs are British, or a lot of Scottish people across there as well. They read their Spanish Sun newspaper. It's easy to be snobby towards these people. If you go into a different country, learn the fucking language.
It's just...
Yeah, if people don't come here and don't speak English, they are pilloried.
Oh, exactly.
They're treated like shit.
It's not hard. You go to Spain and you're there. I used to travel around Spain.
But the Spanish are cool. If you try, they're not like the French are a bit snippy with you if you don't speak French.
I would try, and then slowly but surely, when you're around people and they say, and you know, what's that? And they tell you, you go, all right, because if someone tells you and you're in a circumstance where you need to, you start picking it up.
Spanish
really
is
well.
a nice one to learn.
Hablo muy poco español. Puede enseñarme en el libro.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just goes, maybe it's in the book.
Nice people. They're a nice people, the Spanish. I find them to be very friendly. A lot of hippies, though.
That's all I would say. I'm sorry.
A lot of white dreadlocks in Spain.
Oh, God.
They like that kind of hippie thing.
But I think that's kind of going away, and I don't know. I think
China.
Spain. Oh?
What is the country most visited by the Chinese? Holiday destination for Chinese people?
I'm going to say Africa. Well, continent. I'm going to say places.
Turkey.
Is it Turkey? I'm going to say Zimbabwe.
I think the first one that visits, I think, is Istanbul.
Right.
But I think the second most popular place is Edinburgh.
Edinburgh
is mad busy.
Because I know they've bailed out Zimbabwe. Because their inflation was trillions for a cup of tea.
The Chinese are so long, far thinking.
Yeah.
Africa's going to be the breadbasket.
Oh, yeah.
So they have built roads, so they own swathes of Africa where it's just going to be crops.
And and that's it. But they've definitely built out Zimbabwe. So there's a lot of Chinese community in Zimbabwe now.
Big motorways they've built, and it's kind of weird. It's like compounds where it's a Chinese overseer, and it's all the black staff that work there and they're working on the farms. They've just done this because they're thinking they're not planning for now. That's the madness of it.
Yeah.
They're planning for 100 years in the future. But the Chinese population is going down. The birth rate's going down.
Yeah, because they had the limit on.
You've
got to have 2.2 to continue.
I
think at the minimal,
everywhere the birth rate's going down. I'm led to believe Indonesia, which was this huge boom in birth rate. I think educated people have less kids.
Yeah, that's ebb and flow.
Yeah,
but that was the Chinese. You're only allowed one kid or something. You can't continue with that.
No,
because I think ideally it's 3 point something you're meant to have. But I think 2.2 gets you by.
Yeah.
But you can't have one kid.
No.
The population just ends. Now they're trying to get as many kids as possible. They didn't do good maths.
I think Russia's birth rate's astonishingly low.
Really?
So they're really struggling. Well, it's depopulation because there's no people living. There's villages in Russia, it's all guys. Well, all the women are like, fuck this, and they've gone.
The old Soviet countries that have not been supported, like Latvia, their population is plummeting in a way you can't. It's like halved.
I've been reading some
unbelievable.
I really like Polish people, but I've been reading some stuff about Poland. There was a woman had twins. She was expecting twins. One of the babies died. They wouldn't carry out an operation unless the other baby was dead, because that would be an abortion. Abortion is illegal.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
She died of sepsis.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Sepsis, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
There's some wild kind of beliefs.
That's nonsense.
But I know a couple of Ukrainian people, wonderful people. The Ukrainian people I've met and spoke to, good honest folk. Just more, they've got a slightly more robust attitude to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's going to come naturally in that.
But robust attitude.
It's like my Russian friend. She's from Latvia. You know her, and but yeah, she's one of the younger ones that left, and they just leave like fuck.
Yeah. Thank fuck Polish people came to Scotland.
Yeah.
We were in a bind, man.
They
population
saved our ass.
Very important.
Yeah,
very important.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of schools that wouldn't be open if it wasn't for Polish people.
No, it's true.
Yeah?
It's true. The people forget that in the 90s we were going through a phase where schools were shutting down.
Yeah.
Places there was nobody.
Yeah, shocking.
And the farms were struggling.
Yeah.
There was just,
and it's not just in cities. It's wider Scotland.
Everywhere was struggling.
There'll be Polish folk in every fucking village in Scotland.
Oh yeah, wonderful.
Every time.
That's it. Good food as well. The good thing about Polish people is that a lot of them are traders, so they'd bring Polish shops. Great food.
I love sauerkraut.
Yeah, if you get to a good Polish shop. Actually, Tesco's up on the Kingsway. They've got a huge Polish section.
What are those tatty dumplings called? Oh,
don't know.
Lovely.
Don't know. There's lots
you wouldn't
of
be able to eat a tatty dumpling.
Too much.
Stick in your throat. You know what's the most dangerous food item in the world? You get to say blowfish. It's not. It's a mochi.
Now I know this
mochi.
Because you've told me this.
Yeah,
this is the biggest.
Kills more Japanese people than the tsunami.
The biggest piece of information, the most important part, is mochi.
I love them, but I approach them with caution.
See, I'm scared of them now.
Oh, if you choked on it, you're fucked, because it's gelatinous. It would just, your airwaves fucked.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that.
When you buy a packet, they're vibrating with deadly potential.
Do you remember when you were a kid and you'd get a boiled sweet and you weren't scared of it?
No, not now.
See, now you watch those bastards.
Do you know there was a guy that spent his entire life in America trying to get hot dogs squared?
Did he achieve it?
No.
But everything he learned, we know what not to do now.
That's why they tried the bit of square sausage. If you put corners on it, it creates a gap for the air to get through.
Oh.
A round hot dog just fits in the gullet, but if it was square,
I knew a girl that could just swallow
you could breathe around
and I want her like that, straight down, swallow it. Popular girl.
I can imagine. Was it a wee Willy Winky or a Cumberland?
Oh no, it was a huge, yeah.
One of those smoked sausages, Matheson smoked sausages with a kink in it.
That'd kill you.
One of the most satisfying things, buy one of them and break it.
It's too much meat.
Oh, I'll eat a whole one in one sitting.
It's too
easy.
See if you have a wee slice of it, that's nice, but there's too much meat. It's very off-putting.
I might get one. I'm in the mood for one.
My partner loves
I'm salivating thinking about it.
She gets some on.
You can use them as a double ender.
Oh my god, she puts them on a baguette.
Just the whole thing.
She's fucking gone.
Mustard.
Oh, everything on it. Just and it's gone.
2 or 3
and then
gulps.
she sits there. It's all gone. It's just like
a
ladylike.
I can imagine the fart she does after that.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. Oh well, so Prince Andrew. Well, see,
Prince
all
Andrew.
about delay. They'll try and kick the can down the road.
Yeah.
That's what powerful people do. They think we're all idiots. So they just delay until we lose interest.
This is going to cost her. This is going to cost her. People will come out of the woodwork. I will give money to her to keep her lawyers on her side, to keep her going. The world will support her against this prick.
If you're on Twitter and you see the people slagging her off and defending him, it's always the same kind of guy.
Once again, another woman after money. Yeah,
you know. Yeah,
give her money.
Give her
she's
money.
entitled.
Yeah, she's entitled. She just it's the same. They hold the same beliefs about every fucking thing.
There's a criminal fund for people. If you've been through something, you can get money. She needs money.
That's the only way.
Actually,
you help these
I got
people.
offered it. Did I tell you that?
You did.
When I was down in Blackpool, the games thing.
Just go into Blackpool. You're entitled to a criminal.
Got a call from my neighbour. Your house has been broke into. Came back. Fuck's sake. No, my downstairs neighbour had moved out. The door was left open. A policeman had seen it. Went to my neighbour and said, "What's your neighbour's number or that?" He only knew my number, so I'm above that house. Gave him mine, said, "Look, your house has been open." I fucking panicked. Drove back from the whole way, like doing 100 or 70 miles an hour.
No, a cautious driver like
cautious
you.
driver.
You needed me sat next to you. Just go for it. Just go for it.
You're rubbish. Yeah, it was the worst drive. The worst drive ever. Got back. What's going on? But I think they've still put it down as a crime. No one's broke into. And because I got this thing about compensation.
How much you entitled to?
I don't know. Well, obviously, I didn't.
Even if it's a tenner,
look into it. But I was like, what the fuck? There was no crime.
No.
It was a mistake. It was miscommunication between a very easy to understand miscommunication. But I think they've put it down as, hey, we solved that. Do you know what I mean?
Get myself get a wee poke of chips. No, not chips. You know, like chips.
I don't like chips.
Oh well.
But yeah, I got that.
Saying that,
a year later, I got it.
If you got money, if you got undeserving money, you should get a meal you don't like. You should spend the money on something you're not going to enjoy. And that would balance. Is
that what you would do?
That's balancing.
Is there a meal? But see, this is where the trick is with you. There's not a meal that you don't like. You like every food.
I can't eat oysters because they make me spew.
They're disgusting.
Yeah, I used to love oysters, but I ate a bad one.
A bag of Wilks.
I love a bag of Wilks.
Oh my God.
I had a jar of pickled Wilks the other day.
Oh, pickled.
Delicious. Love it.
I love to...
I drank the whole juice out of the bottom as well.
To our international listeners, because I keep saying this to our international listeners, because they don't know what we're talking about. Wilks are a little snail type thing.
I prefer a bucky. Well, they called them buckies up north.
Buckies. They're a little snail type thing
beautiful.
that you can collect from the coast just here. Low tide. You get them, boil them, let them cool overnight, lots of salt, and you get a pin in them and you pick them out and it looks like a booger.
It looks like Prince Andrew's penis.
It looks like a dried up abortion. And it's the tastiest thing. And you make, and I can eat. God, I don't go picking them anymore. I really should, but I could buy 5 bags.
Wait, you can collect
and the diarrhea you have.
As long as you're nowhere near a sewage outlet,
that's where you get the best ones.
They're clean.
That's where you get the best ones on the sewers.
Clean,
big ones. Oh no, I'll pick them. There's 2 kinds of Wilks here. There's dog ones that are the white pointy ones,
the wee ones,
and then the normal ones. But
if you ever had a razor clam, so you go down on the beach,
with
a little thing of salt, and you see their wee holes. Squirt the salt down the hole.
Yeah,
it thinks the tide's coming. It comes up, you grab it and pull it out.
Are they tasty?
They're the finest seafood you'll ever eat. Sweet, so sweet, delicious.
No, Wilks I'm all about the Wilks. They look disgusting.
No, they're really nice. We used to
wonderful.
We would boil up huge buckets of them and eat them.
Oh yeah, we'd have
the whole
big
family
pots.
would be around eating
Well,
them.
we don't have it anymore, but in the house there was a pot just for Wilks. Big 2 handles on it. And it'd take 2 people to lift it when it was...
In Scotland, there's down in the coast, there's midden heaps where early man was eating shellfish and just throwing them over our shoulder, and there's banks of it.
Oh, wonderful!
People are eating tons of the stuff.
Oh, it's so
and
good.
It's incredibly, it's low, it's high yield, low cost.
Yeah.
And like mussels and things, they're clear. They filter the water. They clean the water.
Well, the thing is with Wilks now, you go picking them. There are so many because no one eats them anymore. You have to remember, you get to the point where you're eating old people food. This is where I am now.
That poor Chinese folk all died. Remember, they were out picking cockles, wasn't it?
Yeah, and all died.
And the tide came in. Fuck.
Tide was too fast.
Oh, Jesus.
But they're on flats there, so the tide comes in.
Nothing.
You couldn't outdrive
you were doomed. Oh,
yeah,
damn.
you're fucked. Awful. No, I like Pickenbrook because I go down to East Haven here.
Right.
Just outside of Moneyfeith. And that's got good bits there. You go under there's a wee gap under the railway track. You go out, lovely car park. And when the tide's low there, oh my God, you get they're all big.
Nice.
Lovely.
What's the shellfish that's stuck in the rock?
It's like a wee pyramid thing. Yeah.
God, my mind's not working. They have a little groove they make for themselves. They've got a house. If you watch them and speed up, they go about for their day and always go back to their wee bit.
The little groove to hold
you know how if you're collecting them, you just give them a wee kick. Kick. If you try to pull them off, impossible.
You can't
pull them off. You just kick them off. They're a bit chewier though.
No, I don't like that. I like just Wilkes. I'm all about that.
It's very specific.
Very specific.
Seaweed, have you tried seaweed?
I love seaweed, actually. Love it.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah.
Have you ever
kelp
lovely.
Not a farm.
We tried some.
People collect it. They don't farm it. It's natural.
Have you tried samphire that grows down the beach? It's a kind of succulent plant and it's so salty, it's lovely. Anything on the beach is nice, isn't it?
But you could dry kelp. You can just go and get it here. Just dry it out, salt it and that, put a nice flavour on it. It's great. It's so good. It's really good.
You get seaweed crisps out of Gopi.
Yeah.
Give them a try.
But you used to see, I've had them.
Have you had them?
I used to see people in Fife and that and go surfing and that, and they'd have all the kelp hanging up, but you don't see that anymore. No. That's completely gone.
No, folk it's all food out of the shops. It didn't, like if you go out, if you see brambles and blueberries and stuff,
brambles.
Nobody's collecting them anymore.
That's the problem. You can't walk anywhere because I'm standing eating.
I eat them. We used to go as a family and collect them.
Yeah.
God, we're sounding like a right couple of tinks.
I know.
But people now like stuff. And I'm thinking it's primarily with vegans, because my theory, vegans don't like earth or mud.
That's okay.
There's a thing saying it. People think vegan food's so healthy, but they're saying it's the most processed food.
It's processed. There's a lot of that.
Incredibly processed.
If you're going to be a vegan, you really have to make your own food.
Yes, I tried
I found that.
a big plant, McDonald's plant burger.
Oh, is it okay?
It's fucking delicious, man.
Oh, I'll give it a go.
It's 3 years and millions of pounds they've spent developing it. Give it a go. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
That's nice. But I like doing all that. I haven't been fishing in a few years, but do you fish?
Pea protein. I used to fish.
I go beach casting. Get a flounder, get a wee sea trout. Wonderful. Holy shit.
And the thing is, get you? One of these days it's going to pull you into the sea.
When I used to go fishing as a kid, all the sewage used to go into the Tay. And it was so hard to catch a fish, constantly brown. See now, the water is beautiful.
It's clean, yeah.
You're getting
seals.
The last flounder I got,
otters,
about a 1.5 feet. It was massive, biggest fish I ever got there, and it was about that thick, about 2 inches thick. I cooked it and I ate it. Delicious. It was
making me a wee bit hungry.
Yeah, I'm talking about food and not Prince Andrew because I'm still fasting.
I bet he's had some good feeds. Prince Andrew.
He doesn't fast.
He's got that fat-fingered way they all get the royal family. Big pudding neck.
Have you not noticed? I'm wearing 3 jumpers and look, you're not getting lighter.
Yeah, you look at a day in the life of Ivan Denisovich over there.
I'm getting lighter
Jesus
and lighter.
Christ.
I'm going to take another stone off, and then that'll be me.
Oh God,
that's a lot.
Everyone, pray for him. Michael Burke will be wearing a jersey in the studio.
I am all ribs. That's true.
Like I've said, if Evelyn Glennie's going to come and play you in more ways than one.
Oh God,
nimble fingers, Evelyn Glennie. Wouldn't you imagine? They'd be skeletal.
I wonder what her favourite album is. No, it's not.
Tubular Balls.
It's not a stupid question. I know she's a deaf musician, but she's also a musician.
She's profoundly deaf, isn't she?
Yeah.
So it's all vibration.
Yeah, so what's her favourite album?
Don't know.
Bet it's Battle of Hell. Yeah. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen,
wash your
Prince Andrew.
Wash your royal balls. Prince Andrew's got somebody to wash his balls for him.
And I hope we can all enjoy his downfall together. It's glorious.
Schadenfreude, which is up because he's German.
That's true. Until next time.
Ta-da! Wash your bills.
Wash your bills.
Good luck, Chris. Chris, it's been lovely knowing you.
Because he's got the cursed item.
We'll have to bury him in a crossroads in case he comes back. We'll have to go over there. If we get the stuff together, we'll need an axe. Quick line.
Oh, you've got a shovel.
Got a shovel.
Once again, wait a minute before we go. More people have been claiming that shovel was a plant.
It wasn't a plant.
For comedy. It was no comedy. You almost hit me in the face with it. You threw it in the back of my car. It's like, no.
People have said to me they want it up there.
No, that's not happening.
It can happen. You could suspend it just as a gap there that could have a shovel on it.
Oh, and something else was pointed out, and quite rightly too, that I said in the last podcast that I have heard nothing about Eric Clapton, but you've talked to me.
Yeah,
I have to admit, I may not listen to you.
No.
There's a possibility I don't take anything on board.
Eric Clapton's truly awful.
So, I now know, and I will remember, that Eric Clapton is a cunt.
Most people are.
And on that note...
Including us.
Yeah.
Everyone's a cunt.
We are.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Laters.
Oh.